Hello, welcome to the Comic Bros Authority podcast. My name is Andre. I am your host with the most sadness. And with me is my brother, Miles, from the planet Mars.
Hi, hello, hi.
Hi. This is a podcast where we read and discuss comics, get into a discussion about it, you know, just the typical stuff.
Yes, that was smooth, Andre.
Oh my god, you know what? Whatever. It's Sunday. It's my day off. I am allowed to fuck something up if I need to.
Okay, okay. So yeah, how's your week been?
Oh god. It's honestly it's been a hell of a week.
Right, yeah.
Been a hell of a week, but yesterday I was at LA Comic-Con. So it was Saturday. And it was a lot of fun. Just walked around and did all that geeky shit, just judging all the weebs in the anime section,
Right, as you should.
as I should.
Nerds.
Exactly. And
All right. So today we are going to be discussing. What are we discussing, Andre?
okay, so we're discussing a book that I recommended. It recently came out. It's recently collected. It was published this year by Image Comics. It's called Crave by Maria Llovett.
All right. And what can you tell us about the book? Just a brief synopsis.
So Maria Llovett, she is a comic book writer and artist, but if you looked at the credits, she did everything, including letters. In
Oh,
this
she
book.
did the lettering too.
Yeah, she did colors, inking, drawing, writing. She did the whole thing. Basically, like getting help publish the book. But yeah, the story, Crave. It's really about this app on a college campus that gets released and it causes all this pandemonium. You basically ask Crave, or you tell Crave what you're craving, and it gives you like steps on how to accomplish that crave.
Yes.
Of, of course.
All right. So Andre, this was a book that you recommended.
Yeah, and how did I describe it to you?
You described it as a sexy thriller.
Yeah, sexy tech thriller.
Sexy tech thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, and let me just say before we go into this episode is explicit.
It's not safe for work if you're listening to it on the speaker. We recommend headphones as this has to do with a lot of sexuality. It's a very sexually graphic book. I know we have some underage listeners, so please turn it off now.
Do it.
Do it.
We'll wait. And we're back.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we mentioned, there's a lot of sex in this. A lot. And I have to say, I was loving every minute of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's just you don't really see that in comic books a whole lot. Just like especially
True.
especially this kind of graphic sex.
Yes.
This felt like it was a hard R.
Yeah, kind of on the vein. I mentioned Eyes Wide Shut last episode, and that's like probably like my biggest point of reference due to the heavy nature of its sexuality. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm conflicted about this book.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
All right.
very conflicted.
Okay.
Maybe it's just because I'm old now and I'm a prude.
Yeah.
But it didn't really grab me the way I thought it was going to when you pitched it to me.
Okay.
Okay, so to me, this book felt like old man yelling at the sky. Remember that Simpsons meme where it says old man yells at the sky and it's Abe Simpson doing that? And
Yeah.
It's
So what made you feel that way?
it made me feel that way because the author had something to say against social media.
Yeah.
which I mean, we all know the dangers of social media. I'm kind of in that same boat. I can see like the good that it does in helping you stay connected with people and stuff like that. We grew up with social media, like with MySpace, going into Facebook, and then the explosion of Snapchat and Twitter and the rest of that shit.
Yeah.
Um, so that's like kind of like what I saw. Like maybe if this book came out like maybe like 10 years ago, and I understand where the dangers are because you know you have these like stupid trends going on,
Yeah.
and also with like the misinformation being spilled out on social media as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like this book came a little too late.
Okay.
And I can see what they meant. Especially there's a scene, I believe, in the first issue where it's the author, it's Maria Llovett, talking about where you have the different where they go into class and you have the different students talking about social media.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was just like, uh
Where it's kind of handed to you about the message of social media.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I saw and I was like, okay, now I can see kind of where this is going. It's a very fast read, it's very brisk
Yeah.
pace, like our last one,
Mm-hmm.
as well as having because you know everyone just starts fucking.
Yes.
There's a lot of sex in this book.
A lot. A lot. A lot. Like right off the bat. I mean, the cover alone.
Yes. Yeah, it's very BDSM inspired.
Mm-hmm.
No kink shaming here. But yeah, it's that's where I felt I just kind of like started feeling my age a little bit. You know, maybe she's older than me and she wanted something to say with the sex, but I wasn't getting it.
So my introduction to Maria Lovett is when she was doing Faithless with Brian Azzarello.
Okay.
I saw Brian Azzarello's name on a book, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. And then I got to the artwork. I believe in like the first issue, this woman goes to like a sex club, and there's a lot of sex. And honestly, that book was more graphic than this one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I saw how graphic it was and how, sexy and erotic it was. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's how she got onto, like, just in my brain, just whenever I see her name, I'm just like, let me check it out.
Right, yeah.
Then I saw that she was doing this book all by herself. And, I just started reading it. Well, she's from Spain, she's from Barcelona.
Oh, okay. That makes
It makes sense because the way us Americans view sex versus the way Europeans look at sex is completely different.
very different. It's vice versa. And what something I learned is us as Americans, it's the way they view sex is the way we view violence. And so we're very prudish against sex and very gung ho for violence, as opposed to the Europeans, where they're more gung ho for sex and very prudish towards violence.
Yes, yeah. So, that's where I kind of give like I give her a break as far as like all this sex stuff. Plus, it's not something I really see in my comics. And just, I can tell that there is a bit of an anime influence in the artwork as well,
Okay.
as far as like color tones.
Oh, okay.
The blushing that you would normally see on characters,
Mm.
the way she makes like the characters' cheeks really red, and when they're like just staring at someone that they're admiring,
That they're craving.
yeah, that they're craving.
Mm.
Yeah, so Marie, I go and when I picked up this book, I wasn't expecting anything like this, but it and you know what, it made total sense to me. Yeah, that dialogue in the first issue,
Yeah.
where you're introduced to the main cast of the book. You're going through and you're they're kind of hand feeding you the dangers of social media and all of
The
that.
yeah, like the thesis or the theme, if
Yeah.
you will, like because that's where it was. I'd say I don't know, maybe seeing it in A Righteous Thirst or in the first issue, you had the theme of the book going on, and then all of a sudden we get into this first issue, and then you kind of get the same thing. Yeah. So I mean, that's where my eyes started to roll, and I was like, okay, yeah.
But it's really only in the first issue that you get something like that. The rest of it is pretty much story and sex.
I sort of disagree with
Go on.
that. Well, why don't I tell you?
Okay, yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's disagree on some shit.
Yeah. So I think that the book is briskly paced, though it kind of we kind of delve into the sex because Crave, of course, is an app that these kids get into, and you just tell it what you want. It gives you kind of a percentage on how obtainable that Crave is. And there's like, all right, yeah, I want to make out with I don't know, so and so, or I want to sleep with another so and so, and they tell you, all right, yeah, you have less than a 10% chance of that ever happening. And then there's other things where like, well, if you go and do this, then it could happen. So that's where I think issues 2 and 3 literally become like an orgy within the school.
Well, yeah, because you're seeing all the pandemonium, and you have to admit, w- when you're out of high school, you're finally at an age where you're living away from your parents, and you do what you want. And I mean, as someone who works, in my day job, teaching about the dangers of HIV and STDs, I see a lot of college kids.
Okay. I mean,
And those are, and in this book, there's some pretty horny college kids.
yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, because there was one part where they were like, "Oh, so and so it asked Crave to go have a threesome, and I just saw him walking into the dorm room with the two girls."
So that's where I was like, I don't know. Like I said, like maybe it's just like my age and me being prudish or something. I mean, I'm an adult. I'm a grown ass man. I like sex, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to be like this, where it was just like real, like they're just doing each other in the hallways.
Yeah, they were really going at it. Like some of the panels when the characters are walking by, there's like someone getting eaten out on on like a staircase.
Yeah, someone in a staircase, or they're like just having someone bent over, like right on the lockers.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I would say it's not shown in a very graphic way because Maria Lovett's art style is kind of crude.
yeah.
It reminds me of Howard Shakin. Have you seen it like his later artwork?
Hmm.
Yeah, compared to like where it was in like the 70s and 80s, more so when it gets into like the 90s and where it is now, like that one issue of Civil War Avengers.
Yeah, I read his was it the United States of Hysteria?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's if you want to talk about like level of crude, that is, and I don't mean crude as in like, oh, it's a bad thing, but crude as in just his style. It's a lot looser.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where I felt here because like his characters are her characters are sort of gangly. The lines aren't very perfect. It's not something like on
It's
the
not
line.
it's not polished.
It's not Jim Lee. It's not Mark Silvestri.
Yeah.
It's not those kind of guys where everyone's beautiful and everyone's ripped. This is very, yeah, like I said, like
You could see
there's
the imperfections on the characters.
that's honestly I kind of like that. It's refreshing compared to what we saw with what's it, Andre Lima Arujo
Yeah.
with I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I was just editing the episode and I was like, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But how his line work and everything, you see that and it's so detailed and everything, where this is just sort of blotchy, sort of.
Well, yeah, the colors definitely are.
Yeah, because the colors don't stay within the lines in this one either.
No, they don't even fill up the lines either.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's where you see this looseness, this loose sketch,
yeah.
which is something that I really appreciate about the art, and that's why I thought like the sex in this book isn't like all up in your face, because if you have something detailed, then you get something on the lines of like Miracle Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get a lot of that. You get like full on birthing, like drawn in detail.
Yeah.
I was like, I was trying to see what you meant, and then that's the first thing that came into my head about that. I was just like, oh yeah, like they show a full on baby like coming out of a woman in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this book, when it shows like the Crave app doing all their stuff and them sitting on the bench during like, no, no, like during like an off period or something. I want to say like during like lunch or something, but it's just like this college campus, like there's no lunch period.
Yeah.
Um, it kind of reminds me of like Scream in a way with
That's
all,
what I was thinking too. How
yeah,
they're all just chilling by that fountain.
yeah. It's like this reminds me of Scream. It
Uh-huh.
reminds me of what's the other one? Yeah, those high school movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer and all that stuff.
Yeah, the vibe that I was getting from this is like if you crossed hackers with cruel intentions.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the vibe that I was getting from this book. And that's why I appreciate it, because it's not like something that you like. Of course, you get tech thriller comics, and you get people talking about social media and all that stuff, a lot these days.
yeah.
But this was done in a way where it felt like this could have existed 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I would say.
20 years ago, yeah, because that's when we had a MySpace. That's
Hmm.
when even like getting a top 8 was a crime against humanity if you removed a friend or moved him down.
You move them from spot number one to spot number two.
Yeah, and you're like, yo, what am I doing at number 5? uh that's sort of that's I don't know, the way she draws those scenes just reminded me of those movies, something from like the 90s, especially like what they wear.
Yeah. Yeah, so from my understanding, I think this takes place somewhere in the UK.
I thought so too. I was thinking that, even though I was sort of reading it because I mean, I'm American, so I read everything in American accent
Mhm.
unless you specifically tell me it's Britain or wherever. But yeah, I got UK from it.
Yeah, definitely. The reason I say that is because one of the characters calls someone else mate.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
mate. Yeah.
they say, when I was in, you know, primary school, or
Oh, geez.
yeah, that the two main characters that end up
Hmm.
hooking up through the app, they said that they met the girl that you see in bondage, that's sending the pictures,
What was her name? Alexandria.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see Alexandra, um, I guess she went through something horrible where it kind of closed her off, a traumatic experience that closed her off. So by the time she got to university, like no one would have expected any of that. So that's why you get like all the comments when, the video of her pleasuring herself on the library table was uploaded to the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I All right, maybe okay. So my suspension of disbelief kind of goes away on how an app can be so intricate
yeah.
and getting you to sleep with somebody, because that's a lot of steps to sleep with somebody,
Yeah.
because it's not so willy-nilly. I mean, maybe for guys, because guys are easy.
Yeah.
We're easy people, but at least like trying to court a woman to get them to sleep with you, especially someone who's not really that interested in you, and to have an app be like, all right, you do this and you do that, now you get to bone them. That's where I was like, hold on, I'm missing something here.
So basically, what the app does is, it was because you have to sign up with it through your other socials.
I know it's based off an algorithm, kind of like what Facebook is doing with the algorithm when here's you talk about shoes or something, and then you get a million shoe ads.
Exactly. So when you sign into the Crave app, with your socials, basically, the algorithm, does its algorithm thing. I'm not a tech guy like that. Um, I'm more of hardware than software.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, it looks at your friends list, looks at all that. It connects to the school's computer system, and from there, that's how it's able to control things like the elevator and all of that. And it's just basically like, oh, to like say in the Crave app, I wanna go make out with homeboy over there.
Right.
It's gonna give me a list of steps. First, break up with your current boyfriend, which is obviously something that would get in the way of me trying to be with homeboy over there.
Yeah.
So but just look at the way that the two characters ended up in the elevator.
Yeah, yeah,
The the guy writes that he wants to make out with the girl. The Crave app tells him to go into the elevator, and then the elevator shuts down, locking them both in there,
yeah,
causing them to their bodies to heat up. When it does that, people tend to undress, get in the mood. So, and then once they start making out, then the elevator doors open.
yeah. Okay.
So I guess it goes through kind of like these like steps of what humans can obtain
Yeah,
so that they can go and get what they want.
yeah,
Uh, and like, I know what you're talking about like how does the algorithm does that do that, because one of the characters in there, the one that was locked in the elevator, she was even asking those questions too. She was like, yeah, like I can tell you what I want, but how is the algorithm really going to say how much I really like you? And you see that later on too, when uh when they're making out in the restroom, and then you hear a conversation about two women where one of them professes, their love for the other,
yeah.
and they're like, well, I like you too, yes, I am a lesbian, but
We're just
we're
friends.
just friends. I like you, but only as friends. It doesn't matter how much, I guess, like, just because we're two lesbians doesn't mean we're going to be going out.
Yeah, that is one storyline that I wish got fleshed out a little bit more. I thought that was really interesting
Hmm.
on kind of the failure of the Crave app right there.
Yeah.
Um, because that plays at the end of the book where she tells her like, "Don't even fucking talk to me anymore," because it gets violent between the two.
Yeah, yeah, it gets really violent. Yeah, so I think for those next two issues, when like shit hits the fan, people are fucking everywhere,
Everywhere.
everywhere in the school,
Yeah,
everywhere. I think like it starts out with like, because these kids, they want to be with someone that's hot, so they go and they ask the Crave app, but then they go and it starts getting a little crazier
yeah,
when people start hurting each other. There was one woman who goes and she jumps off a balcony and she lands on the ground.
yeah. So was that what was she craving? Was that like a craving for like suicide, or was that a crave for like, or just sad that the Crave app didn't work for her?
I don't think they really go into an explanation with that one.
Hmm.
I think that's just left up to the readers.
Yeah. Okay, you want to know what other high school movie this thing reminds me of?
What's up?
Okay, so they all figure out that the Crave app is crazy, it's weird, they need to get off campus.
Yeah.
This is where it becomes the faculty for me.
Oh,
You remember where they go
yeah.
to the garage and they start doing the drugs and everything just to see
Yeah.
who's the
Who's the alien?
yeah, it's like that where they go into the sex shop and that this is the part I don't understand either. And maybe it's just because I'm stupid when it comes to tarot card readings. Is what did the tarot cards mean?
I did not, when I was reading it,
I was trying to figure out that connection right
I
there and
was,
where that has to do with the rest of the story.
I,
It means something. I just don't know what it
it,
is.
it definitely means something, but I think it's hard to interpret it because of the way the, because I know a little bit about it because of friends that are into tarot cards. It also has to deal with the placement of the cards, like whether they're upside down, uh, you know, landscape or portrait.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see that, so it's hard to translate that.
Okay.
But I know that I'm sure there's a definite meaning of that,
Okay.
because why would you have that character in that book and showing the cards?
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to figure out. And that, like I said, going back to me just being ignorant on that subject, I was like, all right, then I know each of the cards are maybe supposed to be each of the characters. And that's where I was struggling to find out, which also probably hindered my enjoyment of it as
Okay.
well. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so if someone's the hero, someone's the child or whatever, someone's the fool, I don't know. I don't know who's supposed to be who in the situation.
Well, the what you see on those cards don't necessarily mean that's a person. It could mean, it just means the situation that you're in.
Okay.
Yeah. It can mean a variation of things. You just have to have like that kind of that deep knowledge of it
Yeah.
to understand it. For me, it's not really my cup of tea at all.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, me either.
I do, how do you say? I do like it when my friends talk about it because it's interesting. It's something that
It's crazy. I had my the tarot cards read with me before, and it's interesting.
mhm.
It's like really crazy. I have a friend who did a reading on me. Damn, that shit got me to a T. But as far as me trying to take up a reading, trying to do a reading myself, I don't know where to start. I know there's a lot of training to get into it beforehand. I just don't know shit.
I actually have a tarot card deck myself.
Are they Pokemon cards?
No, they're actually Marvel characters.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got it for my birthday one year.
You're such a fucking nerd, dude. You're such a nerd.
Well,
Oh my
you
god.
know.
I have a podcast about comic books.
That's what I was telling everyone at Comic Con. I was like, I have a podcast too.
I don't know. I like the idea. I like the premise. Maybe it's just the execution of it that was not to my liking.
There, for something that's really paced fast,
Yes.
I think there is a lot to expand on, but it was only 6 issues.
Yeah, if it was longer, like maybe like even going up to 8, that was fine because we had one issue in the middle. I think that was issue 4, where it's just pure exposition.
Yeah.
Where you had Homeboy talk about, oh well, we were creating the app and the servers are in the school. Here's your mission, guys. You guys have to go shut them down. I just was like, okay, like to me, the brisk pace, it was brisk up until that point because they're in the BDSM shop, the sex shop. And then we get to there where it just slows down and becomes dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
Because before that, it's just, like I said, just pure debauchery.
Well, I love the debauchery.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something that I'm a fan of.
I don't know. I'm such an American. I praise violence in my films.
Yeah,
Sex.
you talk about like RoboCop shooting that dude in the dick all the time.
It's one of my favorite scenes. That's to me, that's cinema.
Oh, but God forbid Kate Winslet takes off a part of her dress and Leonardo DiCaprio has to draw her.
No. No, you don't talk shit about Kate Winslet like that, Andre.
I'm not talking shit about Kate Winslet. I'm saying you're a prude.
No, that was one of my favorite parts of Titanic until I grew up and I was like, wow, this movie's a technical marvel. Or are you talking about the reader where she takes off her shirt?
Next.
I mean, where do these characters go?
From there? Or like
No. As far as the character arcs go.
I believe that they're of getting what you want. I don't think there really was character arcs for many of the characters besides, finding their worth outside of social media. The main character has to deal with not being in love with his girlfriend and wanting someone else, but it turns out that
He could have shot a shot earlier with her, but his girlfriend was being a bitch.
Cock block.
Cock blocking. It was just
And
nah,
then she ended up getting with him.
Yeah, she's like, no, she doesn't like you, but I do.
Honestly, I think that ex-girlfriend in the book had more of a character arc than anyone else.
Yes, she did.
Because she was spiraling
hard,
asking Crave, I want to be with him. Crave said there's less than a 10% chance. Then she goes and she asks, like, I want to be perfect like my sister. Less than a 10% chance.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Who are you?
Andre, you're perfect.
Please. I know.
Pink, pink.
Shut the hell up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where it falls flat as far as character goes because I'm just not seeing really anyone, not even Alexandria. Like, is she more of a narrative tool than anything else? I would have to say the main character. What's his face?
David.
David. Yeah, Charlotte is his ex girlfriend.
That's right.
So the app kind of takes on a mind of its own and is within the system of the school, that anything that's hooked up to its servers or like the mainframe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's the most technobabble you'll get out of me. As far as that goes, I don't know app tech, but yeah, that's, and so it kind of leads these people into getting even worse. Uh, like where they say it becomes a collaborative effort now. Somebody put the chains and lock on the door. Somebody else comes and locks the chains. Other people, hey, look at these fire extinguishers. It would be cool to empty them. And you have all these pieces come together. Like, all right, we're going to set the school on fire.
Yes, to because I was fulfilling the crave of Charlotte against Alexandra.
Oh,
Because Alexandra was in that room. Crave went and said, collaborative, Crave, put the chains on the door. Someone else comes and locks it.
yeah.
Hey, go empty these fire extinguishers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like the app kind of taking control of it. Like it kind of creates its own mind and shit like that. And then becomes its own thing and decides, hey, I'm going to kill people, Terminator style.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's really just trying to give people, what they are craving. Because Charlotte was just saying, I want to kill Alexandra.
Yeah.
So Crave was like, wait, like knowing, how the school works, knowing how people work and operate, I can go ahead and fulfill that for you if you
Okay.
go ahead
Yeah.
and you do this.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think it was kind of like an AI thing because they mentioned that there was this, uh, I guess, this company that gave them the app to work on.
Yeah.
And in the first panel of the comic series, the first issue, you have it. It says Crave test session 1
Yeah.
loading, and then by the end of it, it says Crave 2
Yeah.
loading.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be a sequel or not. I don't know. She's working on other stuff right now.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it would be cool to explore this in a different kind of way that isn't filled to the brim with sex in a way that this book was, as far as like having orgies all the time.
Yeah.
And we get to explore other facets of it.
Yeah. As I was reading this, I was thinking like, how can this be adapted into a script for like an hour and a half film?
I think it easily can. I think it just be toned down a lot.
As far as the sex goes,
Yes.
yes. As everything else, to expand on the characters, their motivations, not necessarily what they want, because we're getting that, through, them asking Crave. But yeah, just
Like I think it would be interesting to see it like in like normal life, to see like how it plays like a Twilight Zone episode, how it affects like a cul-de-sac or something,
yeah.
Like, oh, I want a life like that. I want my grass to be just as green as my neighbors, or I want a hot wife just like that piece of shit neighbor over there, or cool car or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, where it starts to affect different people in different parts of their lives, as opposed to a bunch of young, horny adults.
Yeah. I, for one, really appreciate it for what it is.
Okay.
With the sex included.
Right.
Uh,
Very sex positive there.
yeah. And, I am a very sex positive person. I think anyone and everyone should have sex as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual.
I hate sex so much. I hate it. I wish it was illegal.
You just said it earlier in the podcast that you love sex.
I told mom not to listen to this episode.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, hey, the next episode is going to be not safe for work. Please do not listen.
Yeah. Well, now I know to bring up more comics like this one.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So for you, I mean, this was a really short book.
Yeah. I think that plays at least to a fault to me. Like, I don't completely hate it. There's a lot that I did like about the book. However, there's a lot that I was wanting more. There was a lot that just didn't click with me. It's just like like I said, I didn't know how to feel exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe that's just my own tastes. I don't know.
No, no, it's fine. I mean, you're the one who gives me all these fucking early image books trying to read, and I have no interest in reading them.
It's important to the history of comic books as a medium. It's very important. All
Well,
right, so
I'm sure the story is as far as
no, no, no. The
the
fact
ex.
that they're published is what's important.
Well, not the content inside the book.
It's that's extremely debatable because Spawn sucks.
I think I've only read that one issue of Spawn, and that
It
was it.
sucks.
That's it. I just.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as those early image books go, I know I have a very big soft spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the thing. I know they get pretty loose as far as the violence and then the skimpy outfits that mostly the women wear. And that's like where the 90s cheese really comes in.
Mhm.
So what the fuck am I complaining about? Like when it comes to this comic?
Exactly. See, stick your foot in your mouth.
Jesus Christ, Andre.
I'm sorry.
Marie Llovett, are you here?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking sweating.
Yeah, no, it's hot right now.
It's hot.
No, I mean I get it. I know not everything we're going to read is going to be like
It's not going to be all 4s and 5s and raving reviews.
yeah. That's why we have a podcast. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Not everything I read is great. Like I read a couple issues of Spawn. Fucking sucks. But we are going to talk about it on the show.
Oh, you keep going back to Spawn.
Yeah, because I'm on a Spawn kick right now. I read a few issues. I read a Todd McFarlane issue, a Dave Sim issue, and an Alan Moore issue.
Okay.
Alan Moore rules.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just watching that Watchmen movie that just came out.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? We're supposed to watch that together.
Oh.
No, we're not together, but I was just
at the same time.
I'm trying to do a watch-mathon.
Okay, fine. We'll do it. I won't watch the second one, even though I know what happens in the end.
We all know what happens in the end.
All right, so this is definitely going to be a shorter episode because the book isn't isn't long itself. A lot of sex happens, and that is basically the book.
Yeah, it's a lot of sex happens. I mean, you can't get away with it. And
the emphasis on sex.
There's a huge one because a lot of it is just panels, no dialogue of just people getting it on in different positions. So if you are really into that, by all means, get into that.
I'm gonna get a poster of it.
Oh my God. I know for me, like when it comes to, I'm extremely selective with any anime that I watch. And I know a lot of them tend to go into that fan servicey kind of way. If there is fan service in any anime I watch, I check out. Like
Yeah.
I stop caring. Like I was watching Chainsaw Man. The main narrative thrust is he wants to touch boobs. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't care. It's not for me, even though the animation is great. The concept is cool. But if this is what the character really wants to do and the reason why he's doing anything is just so he can touch that character's boobs, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, Andre, sorry. With that being said, Andre, the ending to the book, right?
Yeah.
It's It's sort of kind of wrapped up a little neatly,
Yeah.
which isn't fine. But the way it is, when I mentioned how it reminds me of like 90s films, um, remind me of one 90s film in particular because, all right, so they take down the Crave app, right?
Mm-hmm.
They the password to get into the guy's computer is "I hate teaching." He's like the board who let the Crave system be there at the school. This whole test just goes awry, according to the company.
Yeah.
So that's where this sort of popped in my head. Hold on. Okay, so all of them were just there, and they're like, "Wow, the Crave app is shut down," and we're getting the closing of the things. Everyone's stories are being wrapped up, right? What's her name? Charlotte decides that she wants to change the scenery. Nobody remembers Crave. Everyone just wants to forget it. And everyone's just kind of walking in a line. They're like, "So what are you going to do for the rest of the summer and everything?" And I was like, okay, I'm getting a little inkling. And this song starts popping up in my head. And I'm playing it for you guys right now. Hold on. I want to read a little bit of that. Charlotte's standing there by the trees with her hair blowing in the wind. "Charlotte, is it true that you're leaving?" Charlotte says yes. "Well, what are you going to do now?" "I've decided to enter a therapy center. It's close to home. My parents have visited and it looks okay. After that, we'll see. They're organizing therapy groups on campus. I need a change of scenery. I'm going to miss you." And then they look at each other solemnly as one walks away. And then now you have David as he's like cutting off his thing. He's walking through the crowds. He's going through everything. He sees his name. He's number 2 in his class. And look who's number 1. It's Alexandra. He looks at her and says, "I'm second of the year." Alexandra says, "Well, who's first?" David replies, "You. Are you sure this isn't what you asked Crave?" Alexandra says, "You'll never know." They kiss and walk away. The autumn leaves fall. Crave, test 1, failed. Crave, test 2, launching. And that's that. Thank you.
That was amazing. That was a great audio drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know I went a little hammy with the women voices. I am not a voice actor. Just letting you guys know.
No, he's a voice actress.
Thank you. Acting. So, Andre, with Crave, what do you give it?
I give it like a 3.5.
Okay. I was going to say I give it a 3.
Okay.
I don't totally hate it, but I didn't necessarily love it.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
what?
Love it.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So Crave just got collected into a trade paperback from Image Comics. You can go find it at cheapgraphicnovels.com and stocktrades.com, amazon.com. Go ahead and get it. Remember, this book does deal with a lot of sexuality and stuff like that, so it's not for children. It's for mature readers only. Go pick it up even at a Barnes & Noble if you like to look at books, and
Yeah, it literally just launched. I think it
was like a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, the collected edition just came out. So they're everywhere.
Yes.
You can go find it. You can go on Amazon, Organic Price Books.
Organic Price Books, yes. We are not sponsored by any of them. However, these are where we go find our graphic novels when we purchase them to read or just to collect. Also, if you are looking for something more free, you can check out, what is it, Hoopla?
Hoopla, yeah.
Yeah, see if you can rent it from your local library if you want to go that route as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and on Hoopla, you could find Maria Lovett's other work that's been published. So if you like her artwork, you can go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I have a little something today, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so let me tell you about my experience at LA Comic-Con yesterday.
All right, here we go, fellas.
All right, so...
And ladies.
And ladies.
And thems.
Theys and thems. So, As we were leaving LA Comic Con, my boyfriend ran into a couple of his friends and they were having this conversation. And I was like, you know what? I see a booth over here that I really want to check out. So I went into the booth and I saw something. I saw a white whale of a book.
Oh, okay. This is an exclusive here, folks. I don't even know about it. He told me he was going to wait.
Yeah, I did. So I picked up 2 copies.
Yes.
And the guy came over to me and he's like, normally I can't sell these. But I can't give you 2 of them. You can only get 1, but I'll make an exception this time. I
It's
was
because
like,
you're dressed so cute.
of course. Of course, I'm side duck. But but I was like, okay, thank you. And he was like, you have a really good eye. I put these out here and I expected them to be gone this weekend, but they weren't. And I was like, yeah, I've been looking for this for a long time.
No.
Yeah. So Miles, I want you to close your eyes.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I didn't even know this was for me. What's going on?
Yeah. So close your eyes tight because I don't want you peeking.
Okay, I'm here. I'm not peeking.
All right. 1 second.
Okay. He's walking. I hear him. He has heavy footsteps, guys. Okay. Hands?
I'll let you know when to open your eyes.
All right.
All right. Turn it around.
that?
No, the other way. No. God. Yeah, there. No. Yeah, there. Okay. No, stop touching it. It's just a book.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead and open your eyes now.
Holy shit. No way.
Yep.
Whoa. Oh my God, Andre. No way. What the hell?
Hey, yeah. Happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Happy fucking birthday.
You silly bitch.
Oh, I know.
Thank you. Oh my God. All right, just to let everyone know, this is JLA Avengers by Kurt Busiek and George Perez. It is what version is this?
That's the Heroes Initiative.
The Heroes Initiative version that they republished after George Perez's untimely passing. This is a really hard to find book. It's sold out in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
These didn't go?
They didn't. There was like a lot of them there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the price you got it for?
Oh, I meant to take that off.
Regardless, that's a low price.
That's a low price
compared to what you find online. Because I was just looking at this.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is not going to be reprinted in the current only printings of the Marvel DC omnibuses. Wow, dude, thanks. Oh my God, this is gangster.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly why he couldn't sell me 2 because, they're so sought after.
Yeah.
But lucky enough, I took that path down, where all the
Artist Alley or something?
Yeah, no. It was right next to Artist Alley. But yeah, pretty sick.
That is insane. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh. Wow.
So, if you don't know, me and Miles, we're brothers. We're twins, in fact.
You don't say.
Yeah, right. Our birthday is just a week from today that we're recording the episode, or a day after tomorrow. It's next Tuesday. It's next Tuesday. It's Sunday. I keep thinking it's Monday. But anyways, our birthday's coming up, so I thought that would be a great birthday gift for you.
This is fan-fucking-tastic. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I was like, this is kind of feels like a Thickums. I found the single issues, books 2, 3, and 4 at a local comic book store, and they're like $15 a piece. I was just gonna like call it a day and just get those. But damn, this is what I love. This cover, I love this trade dressing and everything. This is wow. This is oh my.
Told you it was a white whale.
That is. You harpooned it good, laddie.
I did, and then some, because I got myself a copy too.
Thank you. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to read this again.
Yeah.
Such a good book.
Yeah, so yeah, I got 2 copies, even though I have issues 1 through 3 in singles. The fourth one is like $50 online, so I've been kind of like reserved. But when I saw it, I knew I had to get it.
Oh my god. Yeah, this was a good book because the whole community came together to say, Marvel DC, get your shit together and republish this and put it to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I mean, hearing that he was terminal, and then a year or so later, hearing about his passing just broke my heart. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one I have.
This is definitely a tour de force for George Perez.
Yeah, yeah, he's a legend in the field for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to do this story.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do this one.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Coming off all that hype. Um, your birthday present's gonna have to wait. I can't top this. Like,
And no, it's okay, dude.
Okay.
It's fine. I love you.
okay, I love you too, bro. Thanks.
Oh. Oh, all right. So yeah, that's it for this episode.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, we have a movie night to go to.
Oh yeah, we have to go. We have to skedaddle.
Yeah, we do.
Horror movie night is this.
Oh, we're
Oh, we're late.
We're late. We're late.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah.
This is Miles signing off.
Andre signing off.
All right.